In today's mental health check, it's something that a lot of the Olympic athletes have had to contend with. Comments about their appearance, even body shaming. Team USA rugby player Ilona Maher has been very vocal about her experiences with being labeled overweight. She recently posted this TikTok, clapping back at someone who commented on her body.
Hi, thank you for this comment. I think you were trying to roast me, but this is actually a fact. I do have a BMI of 30. I've said it before, I'm 5'10", 200 pounds, and I have about, and this is an estimate, but about 170 pounds of lean mass on me. Do that math in your head, you probably can't.
Joining us now is clinical psychologist Kelli Rugless. Kelli, it's a good video of her sort of setting someone straight. There are people who are intentionally mean, especially online, but then there are other people who don't even realize what they're saying is body shaming. Simone Biles recently responded to comments about her hair at the women's gymnastics team. We have that post also. She wrote on Instagram, "Gonna hold your hand when I say this. Next time you want to comment on a black girl's hair, just don't." What are some of the ways that people body shame without even realizing? And what is the right way to compliment someone?
Yeah, so body shaming, again, the internet is a very different place, right? Where folks say all kinds of unvarnished mean things. But in real life, we do it unintentionally all the time. Sometimes it happens when we compliment someone on their weight loss or on changes in their body. And what we don't realize is that we are communicating that thinner is better. And the reality is that, they might feel good in this new body, but now they're like, uh-oh, I feel intense pressure to now keep this new body in order to keep your good opinion of me. Making self-deprecating comments about your own body normalizes negative body talk and being hypercritical. Commenting on somebody's food choices and connecting it to their body creates this dynamic that you need to rigidly watch your food in order to maintain this thin appearance. Comparing bodies makes it seem like there's one good body and one bad body. And what we know is that all bodies are good and are enough. And then lastly, assuming someone's health based on their size, like Ilana was discussing. Based on numbers, it might say overweight, but I'm sure she can outwork most of us.
Yeah, that lean body mass that she was talking about. How should you respond if you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation like that? I guess on the receiving end of someone trying to say someone nice and really body shaming.
Yeah, set some boundaries. Make it very clear that this type of conversation makes you uncomfortable and that it's not appreciated. If the situation feels appropriate, you can educate them on why it's inappropriate and why it's, offensive. You can also redirect the conversation. One common phrase that I've heard folks use is saying things like, my weight loss is the least interesting thing about me. I'd much rather talk about my Italian vacation or my new job. So you're redirecting it to more comfortable conversation. And if you see it happening to somebody else, offer support. Let them know that you heard it, that it wasn't okay, and that they didn't deserve that kind of feedback.
Even positive comments about how we look can kind of impact how we see ourselves, right? So how else can it impact us? Can it affect us?
So it can impact our self-esteem. It can impact the way we view ourselves. It can impact our vulnerability to other mental health conditions like eating disorders, depression and anxiety, or body dysmorphic disorder. And more importantly, it can actually lead to social withdrawal. So when you feel like you're likely going to be judged or someone could say something to you about your body and you're not comfortable, you'll avoid social situations altogether.
A lot of this is happening on social media, right? So I feel like I want to just ask about that, the relationship between social media and how we see ourselves and how much, at least for some younger people, I think, is really linked to likes and being popular, looking great.
Yeah, social media is a big issue in terms of it communicating the norms and making us feel like if we don't look like what everyone else on social media looks like, then there's something wrong with us. So make sure that you're attending to the social media and that you clean it up so that it has more positive reflections.
That's a good tip. Kelli Rugless, thank you so much for being with us. Coming up, there's breaking news and then there's breaking news. We're going to talk about how breaking found its way to the Paris Olympics. Coming up. We are back now with a look at one of the newest and most anticipated events at the Olympic Games in Paris. Breaking is making its Olympic debut today, promising a dance battle like you have never seen before. Here's NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton on its history